Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and today I wanted to talk to you about the festive fragrances, the fragrances for the festivities. The festivities are upon us. We are meeting our friends, family and loved ones, and we are going out, we are going to dinners and lunches with them. So it's normal that we want to smell good. So I'm gonna show you the fragrances that I can count on every single time. These are not the new fragrances. I'm one of these people that is firmly convinced that you should not get a new fragrance for a special occasion. Why is that? Because if you haven't been trying this fragrance for the longer time and you're just getting it for one day, for one occasion, you don't know how this fragrance will react. You don't know how you will wear this fragrance throughout the day. It might be a little bit of a challenge. So for me, the fragrances that I have been wearing on special occasions, for me, were the fragrances that I have been wearing for such a long time, and I can count on them. And these are the fragrances that I know them well. I have been wearing them for longest time, and for me, they are festive. Let's start with the first one, and this one is festive for me for a million reasons. This is J'adore, and this is, I mean, it needs no introduction, right? So this is a J'adore fragrance, and it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's classic, and it's classy. And maybe because of the fact that every single time you go in store, you see these boxes, gift boxes with Dior, J'adore. Maybe because of the constant advertisement on the television. Maybe because of the advertisement in the stores. But for me, J'adore is an synonym of a festivity of Christmas coming, because for the longest time we had this beautiful advertisement with Charlize Theron, and for me this is festive. Doesn't mean that I don't wear it in any other occasion. I do, but for me primarily this is Christmas festivity. So what do we have in this fragrance? We have the pear, melon, magnolia, peach, mandarin orange, bergamot, jasmine, lily of the valley, tuberose, freesia, rose, orchid, plum, violet, musk, vanilla, cedar, and blackberry. We have a lot of white flowers, we have a lot of fruits, and we have a lot of other flowers. Beautiful fragrance. In my opinion, it's very classy. It's very classic. It's timeless. And the only downside of this fragrance is that chances are that when you are in a festive occasion somewhere, there will be someone that will be wearing the same exact fragrance. If you're okay with that, I'm always okay with that. In fact, I actually love when I smell a fragrance that I have on someone else, because I consider it to be like an extra confirmation. Not that I need a confirmation, but it's like, oh, someone else is wearing the fragrance that I love. It's such a cool thing. I have never been a person that was, oh my gosh, she has the same fragrance. So what? It's cool. It means that you had made the right choice. This is a crowd pleaser. So next one is the fragrance that for me, again, it is such a cliche. It's such a cliche, I know. And from the beginning of November, I guess, we have all these advertisements going on the television. I'm sorry, my throat is so dry. I have to hydrate myself. This one. Beautiful fragrance. I love it to bits. And I know that for some people it's like, oh my gosh, we have already seen it, we already smell it. Obviously, yes, it's such a staple, it's such a beautiful fragrance, and I love it. I love this fragrance. So it's white flower, it has iris, black currant, vanilla, patchouli, tonka bean, jasmine, and orange blossom. In fact, the majority of the fragrances that you will see are the white flowers because I love white flowers. I feel myself like home when I'm wearing white flowers or sweet fragrances. So all of these fragrances are the fragrances that give me beautiful, positive vibes, positive energy, and I love these fragrances for that. I would never wear a fragrance that I don't feel myself comfortable in. Why would I ruin my day, my festivity, my day with my friends or family wearing the fragrance that I can stand? That I cannot wait a moment that I would go in a shower and wash it off me? Why would I do that? I would always wear a fragrance that I love, that I'm confident that people around me love it as well. So next one is the fragrance of Jean-Paul Gaultier. I mean, this is this is one of my favorite designers, and I could not possibly not put a fragrance of his in this video. So I chose this one. This one is the newest fragrance. It came in 2024, and by the way, all of the fragrances you will see them in the description box. Down below, and if I have a review of this fragrance, and of this I do have, I will put a link to it so you can go out and see. So it has the black fig, sandalwood, and tuberose. Again, white flowers. Again, very juicy, very sweet, very beautiful. I love this fragrance, and mind you, this is an 80 ml fragrance bottle, and I have used quite a bit of it. It's amazing. So you have your tuberose, and it's kind of intoxicating, but it's not very difficult to wear this fragrance because sometimes tuberose, I can admit, it can be very difficult to go with it because sometimes tuberose is quite toxic, but this one is not, probably because it has some figs or some sweetness. So this one is amazing, and I do understand that some people might say, well, we are in the Christmas festivities and it's it's winter. Well, for starters, in some parts of our world it's now winter, but like the classic Christmas is white winter, right? And some people might say, well, white flowers are not very appropriate, but I do think that they are appropriate. Everything is appropriate if you like it. For me, it's as simple as it is. This one is a beautiful fragrance, and so many people tend to kind of dislike it or disregard this fragrance. I don't know why. Sorry, I have to sip my water because I feel like my voice is abandoning me for some reason, but I'm not sick. I don't know what's happening. So this is the Poison Gold Unexpected, and I know that some people dislike this fragrance because for them, poison is, hypnotic poison, midnight poison, and here they have created something girly, something for the younger generation. Is like, why would they do that? But for me, the fact that they have took an effort and attract younger generation of women, I think that is a brilliant idea. And so this one is a very beautiful, it's very fresh, it has ginger in it. This fragrance has ginger and it's very prominent. It also has some juicy lemon and blood orange. It has also damask rose, vanilla, tonka bean, hazelnut, and cashmeran. So it is a very zesty in the beginning, and it's very fresh. And this accord of this beautiful oh, ginger, of the ginger, it lasts throughout all the fragrance, which I actually like. So this is the flowery fragrance, it's sweet fragrance, but it's also zesty, it's also fresh, beautiful, wonderful fragrance. So next fragrance is the fragrance that I don't really talk a lot about this fragrance, and that is because I absolutely dislike how it lasts on me. It doesn't last on me. I dislike it for that. But I like the fragrance. So this is Atelier Cologne and this is Vanille Insensee. And this is a beautiful vanilla. It's sweet but not sweet. It's like it's sweet, a little bit of sweetness. It is in there. But the majority of the fragrance, the majority of this vanilla isn't sweet at all. And so I like it for that. I like it for this not like a typical vanilla. So it has lime, citron, coriander, vetiver, oak moss, jasmine, vanilla, oak, and amber. So it's kind of, you can think of it as of a masculine type of vanilla, in my opinion. It has some sweetness to it. It does. But it also has a little bit of aromatic, a lot of this zestiness. And it's such a unique combination. It's such a beautiful fragrance. Shame the longevity of this fragrance. I mean, every single time I spray this fragrance on me, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And oh my gosh, I hate it because I have to always have a bottle with me. And I don't really like to have my bottle with me. I mean, some bottles are like that. They are quite heavy. They're quite they take a lot of space in my bag, so I don't take them with me. But this one I'm obliged to. I'm obliged to because it just wouldn't last. But this is such a unique scent. This is beautiful. If you're a man or if you're a woman but you don't like sweet fragrances, but you would like to have some vanilla fragrance, but you're afraid of vanilla fragrance because it's so sweet, try this one. Try this one. Beautiful, beautiful vanilla. So next one is well, as you can see, the majority of the fragrances here are these kind of classic luxury fragrances. So we have Dior, we have Lancome. Well, I didn't realize that I have two Diors, but I mean, I didn't pick it according to the brand. I just picked it according to the fragrance. So, but I do have some other types of fragrances like this one. This is a niche fragrance, and this is Chanel, and this is Paris Riviera. So this one is a fragrance that is not technically a niche fragrance because they have a niche line and it's not this one. This is something in between. So this one is a beautiful fragrance. It's very flowery. It's very flowery, it's very citrusy and flowery. It has citruses, orange peel flowers, neroli, jasmine, benzoin and sandalwood. And this is on the lighter side because I do understand that when it comes to going out and meeting friends, it's not like you will gonna meet them always in the evening when it's more appropriate to have some heavier fragrance. But this one, it's very, very appropriate for the breakfast as well. Why not? Because it has every single thing that I love. It has white flowers, it has this zestiness, and it has this flowery and very kind of cocooning but fresh, very, very fresh scent. So I absolutely love this fragrance. And again, I wish it would have been a bit more, longeve on me. The longevity of this fragrance isn't as bad as of this one, that's for sure. But it's not excellent. It's not excellent. I just had to add up this fragrance once and once again on myself to feel it. But it's a beautiful fragrance. In fact, I do love all the line of these fragrances, and I would love to pick up a couple of them. Especially I love Edinburgh. It's a Paris Edinburgh fragrance, which is in my opinion a very beautiful unisex fragrance, but it just, the longevity of it is just, you know it's not worth the money. But this fragrance is beautiful. It really is beautiful. So we are coming to this Malone, and we have Orange Bitters. And oh my gosh, I wanted this fragrance because this is one of the fragrances that you immediately like. It transports you into festivity mode because it's Orange Bitters. It's like, it's nothing else. I absolutely hate this. I hate this ribbon. It slides off every single time I open up the cap. But it's beautiful. It's oranges. Just think of oranges. Think of orange peel. Think of orange essential oil. This is what it is. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I can't say that it's gourmand because you don't feel like eating it. Because for me, gourmand is when you feel like eating or drinking the fragrance. I don't have this same feeling about this fragrance, so it's not gourmand for me, or it's not gourmand enough for me. It's just beautiful, refreshing, orangey, very, very strikingly realistic orange fragrance, and I do think that's very, very appropriate. Again, if you're in a company of like elderly people, you don't want to destroy their nostrils with the fragrances, or you are in company of younger people, or then and for me this is one of the most important things. It depends if I'm gonna eat something or not, because if I do, I would gravitate towards something lighter, towards something like that, zestier and lighter, because especially if I eat food like fish, then if and I have some very sweet fragrance, I might end up feel nauseous. I have tried it many, many times, and it's just a confirmation that for me, for my body, it works like that. If I eat fish or any seafood for that matter, and I have some sweet fragrance, I inevitably feel nauseous. So this one is very, it's food safe. I have tried it, and it's good. So again, one more fragrance, and again, I couldn't really choose between them, and they're not the same fragrance. Obviously, they're two distinct brands, two distinct fragrances. They're completely different fragrances, but they are all of them are vanilla fragrances. So I'm talking about Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, and the first one, and I'm talking about Burberry Goddess, the first one. I didn't like the second one. I think that they put a huge dose of lavender in the second one. It's not bad, but I was just expecting it to be more vanilla-y than it is. It is more lavendery than I would want it to be. And the new fragrance of this one, the new flanker of this one, it has the orange blossom, which is also very, very good, but I do prefer the first one. So they're not the same. They're not absolutely the same, but I have bought them approximately the same time, and I wanted them in the same way. It's just same way I wanted them. So this one is your more gourmand vanilla, more like edible fragrance, and it's just an amazing fragrance. This one, I know that it's compared to Acro Bake, and I have tested Acro Bake. It's beautiful fragrance. This one is beautiful. If you want, especially if you don't have the problem that I do have with the food, that if I have some sweet fragrance on myself, it's a bit of a challenge to eat fish. If you don't have this problem, this might be your ultimate fragrance for the big dinner, for the Christmas dinner. And especially if you're baking something, if you're baking some buns, some cinnamon rolls, something like that, that would be fantastic. And this is more like this. It has four types of different vanilla kinds. I cannot tell them apart. For me, it's just a beautiful vanilla fragrance with a little bit of lavender. That's it. And it's such a beautiful fragrance. It's not gourmand. I don't feel like I want to eat it. I don't feel like I want to drink it. But it's still a very beautiful and um, cocoon in vanilla. Very, very comforting scent. So for me, even though these are not the same fragrances, for me they go hand in hand, because of the fact that I have bought them at the same time, and because I wanted them just the same. So we are coming to the end, and I do have one more fragrance, and for me this is, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful fragrance, and I know that some people might not be agreeing with me that it's, but for me, this is the ultimate fragrance for the festivities. It's white flower. It's white flower and orange. This kind of a bit of ginger. It kind of, it's sweet, but it's not very sweet. It's not gourmand. It's a very beautiful white flower. Amazing, amazing fragrance. And it just, again, it also reminds me of my friend who gave me this fragrance. And every time I wear this fragrance, I automatically think of her every single time. So it's such a, and also because of that, I treasure this fragrance so much. And because it happened just around festivities, this is one more reason for me to love this fragrance even more. So beautiful, wonderful white flower, very potent, very intoxicating. The tuberose is very sweet. It's overwhelming, so be cautious about this fragrance. I don't have any troubles with this fragrance because it's not very sweet. I don't have trouble wearing this fragrance even if I have to eat some food, especially some fish. But it's for white flower lovers only. And I'm gonna wrap this video up with this one, and I think that this is again one of the fragrances that is like, oh my gosh, it's one of this typical fragrances that people tend to buy or tend to get as a fragrance gift for Christmas. So this is Coco Mademoiselle, and this is intense version. And I do have both. I have intense and the classic one. And for me, this is one of the fragrances that doesn't really need introduction. This is the fragrance that you don't need to read out the notes. You don't need to describe it according to the notes. In my opinion, this is such a classy fragrance, and this is the fragrance that is fine with every single thing you wear. This is fine with jeans. This is fine with the very dressy, beautiful dress, with the high heels, with the low heels, in I don't know, flip-flops, whatever you wear. Because this fragrance, like some of the fragrances, not all fragrances, but they kind of become, they blend in with you, they become a part of you. And this is one of these fragrances. It becomes a part of you, and it's just such an elegant and timeless fragrance. And it is good for the younger girls and for the older ladies as well. And I absolutely in love with this fragrance. And I do think that if you know a person that loves this fragrance, this is the best gift. This, or maybe the body lotion, the body cream, what have you. But this one is an amazing gift for Christmas, and an amazing companion for Christmas festivities as well. So these were my fragrances that I can always count on. Blindly, I can just take my hand, I just put it here. Whatever fragrance I'm gonna get, I'm gonna be fine with it during whole festivities or even on the Christmas Eve. No problem at all. These are the fragrances that never let me down, and I hope that you get some inspiration as to what to wear for the upcoming Christmas evening. I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you a beautiful Sunday. Do not forget to light the third Advent candle, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.